Welcome to the knife cuts video. Okay, so we are going to start with an apple. I'm going to cut this apple in half. Make sure to have a bare claw hold on your hand. Okay. Next, we're going to core the apple. In the middle, we're gonna gently core it. Hold the apple tightly and then lift to remove the core. Alright, now that we have this, we can now slice it into 4 apple slices. Once we have the 4 apple slices, we can demonstrate the different cuts. First, we remove the edge, bare claw hold. Okay. Now we take the apple slice and cut it into strips. This is your bâtonnet. Your bâtonnet resembles your KFC French fries. Okay, so they're the thicker sticks. Next, we have the thinner ones, the julienne. These are your McDonald's French fries. Okay, so we call it julienne. They're the thinner strips. From here, we can use the apple slice to make our car. Car is the large dice. Okay, so we're moving on to the dice cuts. From the bâtonnet, we can make the parmentier. Okay, these are the medium dice. And from the julienne, we make the brunoise. Okay, the brunoise is the smaller dice. So we have 3 kinds of dice cuts. If you want to make the smallest one, we call it the mince. You have to have your knife at a 45-degree angle and you drop it that way to make fine mince. This is one of the special cuts. As you can see, they're very small. Okay, so we have a carrot with us, bare claw hold. Please make sure that you are holding your item with the bare claw hold to protect your fingers. Your knuckles are out, your nails are tucked in. Okay, 45-degree angle of the knife, slice towards you. Next, we peel it off. Okay, so to peel the skin off, using a peeler, always peel away from you. The blade should always go away from you. This is a safety method. We're fast forwarding a bit. So we finished peeling the carrot, and now you see that it is round. So if it's round, we can actually make a rondelle cut or a round cut. So with the bare claw hold, we just slice it to us and we get a perfect circle. We do it a couple of more times and we get perfect rondelles every time. So we can do this for anything that is round. Next, we cut the carrot in half so that we can do our cuts. Okay, so we take this one and we make a broad space that we can make. This is the thicker version and this is the thinner one. So from the thinner one, we can make julienne. Okay, so we have our julienne, put it to the side. Now the thicker one, we can make bat. As you can see, I'm cutting it in thicker strips. And then when we cut it into a dice, this is our parmentier. Next, we make car. That's the largest. Okay, now we are cutting this thinly so that we can make even thinner julienne. Okay, there are varying sizes of julienne and bâtonnet. As long as it's a thin strip, McDo French fries like, that is your julienne. If it looks like your KFC French fries or your almost like potato wedges, those are your bâtonnets. Okay, as you can see, that thicker, that's the bâtonnet. Okay, and then here we're doing a julienne so that we can make a slice or brunoise. Okay, so we're using a garlic now. Just use your hands to peel it. Peel, break it apart, take out the cloves. Okay, so the whole head of garlic, if you break it down, you have cloves. Okay, so now we press with the heel of our hand, we apply pressure to it, and we can peel the cloves. It's easier to peel it after you apply pressure on it. There, see? After which we julienne, and then we take it together and we finely mince. Watch the knife, 45-degree angle, dropping. We are now with the onion. The onion is very special. Okay, so we cut the top, keep the root intact, and then we peel it. It's very special because it has lots of juices and lots of layers that sometimes can make us cry. So, while working with an onion, what can help us is to add a cup of water in front of us. That cup of water, like this one, will absorb the juices. Okay, so how are we going to cut this? Look at it. When we're cutting, do not go all the way to the edge. You need to keep the end intact so that it will help us. Horizontally, we cut it also. We are using the layers to work with us. And then we cut it, drop down, we get a perfect brunoise. Another common slice for the onions is called sliced onions. Okay, so we just slice it vertically. You keep the roots intact again, so we slice it as thinly as you can, and we take the roots off. The roots help us keep the layers intact while we slice it. There you go. Okay, so we have an Asian, the ginger. It has many nooks and crannies. We can measure it using our thumb because it looks like a very large deformed hand. I have two spoons here. The first one is a bit thicker, and then there's a thinner one. If you have a thinner spoon, it's best to use that one to peel your ginger, because a thinner spoon acts sort of like a blade, but it doesn't really hurt you. There, you can break it apart, take off the smaller nooks and crannies, take the skin off until you have perfectly peeled ginger. And then, as you can see, it's a bit round. You can cut rondelle. So usually we use it in rondelle cuts or in julienne. So thin strips. It can be longer. You use a larger or wider piece to make longer julienne.